Today we're in London and we're trying to find the worst fish and chips. Yes, we're doing it again. Last time I did this, I was ill for 9 days. No joke. It was no fun. Don't know why we're doing it, but you seem to love it, so we're here again. If you're not interested in the worst, I've done my favourite spots down there below. You can check them out. Now, as always, I don't want these places to be bad. Maybe we might be surprised. We'll find out. Make sure to stick around because we're going to be revisiting a place that we went to for the worst burger. Whether we'll be welcome, I'm not too sure, but we'll find out. Let's go. First up, this is Barry's Fish Bar. Now on TripAdvisor, it's rated 2.3. We have some reviews, they're not great, but actually scary. Visit from little friend is the headline. Don't know what that means. Where do I begin? I ordered here 6 times, didn't learn my lesson it seems. There have been orders missing in the past or delivered in the wrong place, but this is the final straw, Kalen says. I saw this little critter running along my chip and I was dumbfounded. I believe the heat killed the guy, but I called the restaurant to no avail except from bribery. I will not be coming back. That's a great review. If you're wondering what the little critter is, this little guy. Can't wait to get one of them. Extra protein, honestly. Another review from Scott. He said, would prefer to eat my own shoe. Part of the review says, I spent 2 days in bed violently throwing up. Unless you want to lose a lot of weight fast, don't eat it. This is giving me flashbacks to Queen's Crescent. If you watch the worst burger video, you know what I'm talking about. And I genuinely was ill for like 9 days after that video. So here we go again, part 2. I always say, we're never going to do this again. And then we end up doing it again, and here we are. So this is an £11 fish and chips from Barry's Fish Bar. We didn't film in there because like it is a bad spot. I don't want to be mean and horrible, but you should have seen the chairs in there. They have been through it. Genuinely, there was hair hanging off the chair. Did we even get a clip of it? I kind of want to go back in there just to film a clip of the chair, like, just filming your chairs. But let's get into it first. Maybe it might be good. Where's the fish? The chips look a bit anemic. I feel like I'm colourblind looking at these chips. Are they white or are they... They just look white. They look like a desaturated yellow. Oh, here we go. Any critters on there? I think we're safe. Right, fish and chips. You put the salt on, here we go. Oh, they're hot. It's making my eyes water, they're so hot, but I kind of need the liquid to maybe go down here and suck on it to cool my mouth down. Well, I can't complain they weren't hot enough because they have literally come out the fryer. I mean, they're just fish and chips. They're not too bad. Like, they are lacking in taste. They could do with a bit more salt. I actually wouldn't mind a bit of vinegar on them, just so they could have a little bit of something going on. Right, let's get to the fish. Fish looks big. This is the guy that she tells you not to worry about. Look at that's a medium. Bro, I want to go in and get a large. If that's a medium, how are they fitting the large in the box? What? No, don't give me a heart attack like that, mate. It does look a bit oily, doesn't it? It looks like it's been coated in turmeric. It's got a yellow dye to it. They did make this fish fresh. It wasn't just laying out there for 10-15 minutes, so it's gonna be hot. I'm gonna now eat it. Ah, oh, it's a shame. I'll tell you what, maybe the worst fish and chips I've ever had.
I thought that was gonna be positive.
Nah. It's actually incredible how uncrispy this batter is. It's just mush. It looks like, all right, it might, look, it's just, I don't even know how they've done that. I mean, you just know that this is gonna be frozen fish, don't you? It's just like, look guys, it's not inedible, right? I don't want to be that guy that's like, ooh, and spit it out. I'm not spitting it out, but fish has no taste. Batter weirdly has no taste. It's just mush. Chips have no taste. We're gonna try and see the positives with this. If you order this late night, you've had a night out, you're walking home, it's still gonna be hot when you get home after a 10-minute walk. That's about it. I don't know which one was Barry, but Barry, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, mate. Like, you are nice people, but this is, yeah, by far the worst fish and chips I've ever had in my life. I can understand why this is rated 2.3. I'm gonna give that a strong 1.6. Promised I'd get you dinner, didn't I? There you go. On to the next. We have Fish and Flame. This is a 4.1 on TripAdvisor. There are 12 terrible reviews. One of them, and I'm going to read this out here, this is by far the worst chip shop I have ever been to in my life. Both me and my friend were really ill. The food was stone cold, chips oily and greasy sausage. I wouldn't even give a fox Absolutely disgusting. Gave it a 1 star. She even titled this worst chip shop ever. Right, let's give it a go. See what it's like. Right, so just looking at the menu outside, we've got lunchtime specials. Cod and chips on here for $9.95. 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Under a tenner for a fish and chips.
If my water goes somewhere, I'm not happy with that. It will get done 20 million or 4% of a company income.
Okay, so we ran into a little problem with the cameraman and the fish and chip man. There was a bit of beef going on. We had to cut the camera and, you know, it was all kicking off, basically. I was getting a bit nervous. I was like, oh, boys, break it up. No, it was actually funny. He was actually a nice guy. Got the box, £9.95. He made the fish fresh. It came out, well, I say fresh, we don't know, came out the fryer, sizzling hot. No, that's not bad. Crunchy. First, let's start with the chip. They're fish and chip chips. They are a bit dry. Right, I'm gonna see what Zoe said, because they said stone cold chips, oily and greasy sausage. Well, I didn't get a sausage, but chips, they're not greasy, they're fine. They're good. They could be hot, but they're not cold. Fish. This actually looks all right. This don't look too bad. I need a second bite of this. Thing is, I've had worse fish and chips. This isn't actually bad. Very salted batter, actually. Fish, not bad at all. It's got a bit of a twang on it, and I don't know if it's from the batter or from the fish, which is the concerning bit. I think this is fine. I think we're safe with this. Oh, it is dripping in oil, though. That's probably what I'm tasting, is just straight up oil. You know what, Zoe, I think you're overreacting a bit. I'm saying it 1 star. It's standard. You've got loads of better fish and chips. You ain't trekking out to East Finchley for it. It's nothing special. But if you're in East Finchley and you're like, oh, I fancy a fish and chips, you've got to bear in mind lunchtime offer, £9.95, under a tenner, that's pretty good. And also bearing in mind, if you are in East Finchley and you fancy a fish and chips, let's say you're from America and you just happen to find yourself here, pop in. Actually, don't. Because of the good price, we're going to go with a 3.3. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. I think we need to get on to the next one.
So now they use frozen fish and shit chips, and their only job in the world is to cook chips.
That's it.
And guess what? They come out bloody soggy.
Next up is the Trollleman Fish and Chips in Highbury and Islington. Now, this is a 3.1 on TripAdvisor. And guess what? It's closed down. It's for sale. So maybe that was the worst fish and chips. We will never, ever know. We'll keep an eye out in case someone else buys it and opens a fish and chip spot. Well, seeing as we're here, we might as well look at the review. I was kind of looking forward to this one because this review was bad. Review left by Jordan K. He said, worst fish and chips. That was the title. 1 star, and he said, I don't tend to leave reviews, but this place is expensive and just plain bad. Fish was bad. Chips were bad. Even the ketchup was disgusting. Such a shame I'm not getting to show you this. I was looking forward to trying the bad ketchup. You know what I'm thinking? I should just give him a call. Anyone fancy a Harrison fish and chip spot? Hello, is that Tom? Yes, I'm calling about a fish and chip spot. Yes, we're interested. The original fish and chips. Or so they'll have you believe, because it ain't true. They didn't invent it. Misinformation. It's slander. I will be suing. I will be claiming. I will be doing no such thing. But obviously, if you're claiming to be the original, you've got to be good. They're not. We've got some reviews. 2.7 on TripAdvisor. And on Google, 2.1. So it's just straight up bad, right? 24 terrible reviews. Here's one of them. Thomas from Morden says, awful, just awful, don't go near the place, no quality, no standard, and reporting them to the food standards. He says, awful, poor in every way, all locals avoid this, shoat hole, overchange, food is not fit for dog consumption, never mind humans. Very harsh review. Thomas, we'll see about that. Can't wait for this one. This one's gonna be good. Let's see how it is. Can I do a fish and chips, please, mate? Right, we've got the fish. It feels hot. Feels good. Here we go. I haven't seen it. Well, they like putting the chips on top of the fish here, don't they? I got a curry sauce. Couldn't film too much in there because I feel like they know they're bad, and like if we've got a camera in their face, like, we'll get a fish and chips, they're just going to be like, what are you doing? Cod and chips, £14 for a regular. I felt a bit cheeky. He said curry sauce, and I went, oh, yeah, I do want a curry sauce. So I got a curry sauce. That was £1. So total, £15. I know it's not fair. We haven't been getting curry sauce at every spot, but I just fancied it today. Chips, here we go. These don't look like fish and chip chips. They look like the type of chips that you get at school. They're terrible. That sucked out all the moisture in my mouth. The guy did ask me if I wanted a drink. He probably knew the chips are gonna be dry, mate. You're gonna suffer. I should have taken him up on that. It's one of them. It's like stuck in your teeth, it's stuck in your mouth, everywhere. No taste, no moisture, let down. Let's see if the sauce can save it. Yeah, not bad. That's actually all right. With a nice chip, that curry sauce is actually banging. Here's the fish. The batter looks kind of flat. I know I complain about this being too oily sometimes, but this looks pretty dry. But let's see. Oh, nice crunch, but this one's the most fishiest one by far, but not in a good way. And I've kind of swallowed half of it. Stomach's kind of a bit scared about that one. I'm just gonna wash it down with a curry sauce chip. All will be fine. It's actually surprising because it doesn't look like a crunchy batter, but when I took a bite, you're getting it, but it's kind of pointless if the fish has this really fishy twang taste. Sometimes when something's bad, I need to try it again. It's very weird. I don't know why. Yeah, this one's pretty dead. If I didn't get this curry sauce, I don't know how I would have really gotten through this and given it a good review. Chips are dead. Fish is the driest that we've had. That is a 1 star. It's been a while since I've had a 1-star food. This is it. I don't know why I'm still eating it, but this curry sauce is actually kind of weirdly banging. You know what also is weirdly banging? This t-shirt from Harrison Webb. I've got fish all over it. Well, this is the good thing with these t-shirts. They repel dry fish. Let's get on to the next one. Next up is the Great British Fish and Chips on Westminster Bridge. This is inside a county hall, and judging by the sign, it looks like it needs a bit more TLC. If that's anything to go by what the food's gonna be like, cannot wait for it. As always, we have some reviews. 3.3 on TripAdvisor, 170 terrible reviews, 143 poor reviews. Quite a lot of bad reviews. Michelle has said, the title, worst chips ever. Worst French fries I've ever tried. Michelle, what you even do? They shouldn't even be French fries. Tasteless fried fish, would not recommend if you were just looking to load fast on carbs, fat on a quick meal. I don't know what she's saying. Next review from Ned said, I won't even rate it for 1%. Then he said, absolutely disgusted. Food, please. I will tell anybody, do not eat out of this place again. Vomit emoji. A vomit emoji. He did about 25 of them. I'm not going to do that 25 times. Let's just get in there. Cannot wait to have this fish and chips. Hey there. Can we get a fish and chips, please? Okay, down there. Thank you so much. If you're wondering why we're speaking this way, it's so we can film and act like tourists. Thanks, dude. Cheers. No joke, this came out in 10 seconds, which was actually crazy. Cameraman was like, oh, I'm going to go get B-roll. And I was like, bro, it's here. They've presented the fish. Now, I don't know what this trend is with chucking the chips over the fish, but I like the fish on top. Right, here we go. Oh, yeah. No crunch there. Let's go. The fish isn't bad. The batter is non-existent. Literally non-existent. It's thin, it's soggy, there's no crunch, doesn't really taste anything. You know, they could spice this up a lot more if they just gave a lemon wedge. Chip, they feel like they've been sat there for a little bit, don't they? These are a bit more like fish and chip chips. Price was £14.95. There are barely any chips, and the fish is probably the smallest we've had. So it's definitely a tourist trap. No, it's not the worst fish and chips by far, but if you're coming to try fish and chips for the first time, please don't go here. Also, check out my map. You can find out the best spots, and we also did do a finding the best fish and chips video, so check that out. All in all, it's not as bad as these people are making out to be. I'm gonna go with a 3 on this, and I think that's fair. Right, let's get on with the next one. Next spot is Kennedy's of Goswell. Now, we should mention here, this is rated a 4.4 on TripAdvisor. So that's good. You'd think, oh yeah, banging fish and chips, let's check that out. But we've come across some scary reviews. Rotten Haddock from Raffles Lessons left this review. I ordered a takeaway, large cod in person, the operative, Don't know why they've got agents working in it. Repeated the order, large cod, and said it would take 8 to 10 minutes. 15 minutes later, the order appeared and I went home looking forward to the fish supper. First bite, and I knew the fish was bad. The fish itself was very salty, not the batter, which meant the cook tried to mask the rot with salt. Not only that, it was haddock, not cod, which makes me suspect he had a rotten haddock, which he should have thrown away instead of serving it to an unsuspecting customer. Look, I don't know Raffles Lessons, the guy personally, but it sounds like he's got, maybe he had a bad experience, maybe he's like got something against the owner, I don't know, we'll find out. Another review from Terry C, chips inedible. If anyone's saying inedible, like that's pretty bad. I'm a regular customer here, coming almost once a week for a year, so Terry's been a lot. And today the chips were so bad I couldn't eat them. They were hard on the outside and dry on the inside. Fish was also slightly overcooked. It was so disappointing, as I normally love this place and trust it for a good takeaway. Won't be coming back anytime soon. I don't know what Kennedys of Goswell did to Terry, but he was a long-time customer and they've lost him.
Brilliant videos, by the way.
Thank you so much. Cheers. I'd myself there. I thought I was getting mugged. Can I do a fish and chips, please, mate? Cod, regular. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. Right, he is a nice guy because the fish was $9.95, the chips were $3.50, and he just gave me the drink for free. And he doesn't know we're filming. I've got my fingers crossed. Please be good. Please be good. I want Terry to be wrong. And if you can't do the maths, total came to £13.45. Fish and chips acquired. Haven't looked yet. We're going to experience this together. Why are you putting the chips on top again? This doesn't look bad. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like I'm being mean by having this in. But again, we said the rules. If this is going to be good, you know, we're going to say it's good. We're not just going to say, oh, it's bad, because Terry said so. I'm looking forward to turning over a bad review, and this might be it. Chips are looking good. They're not the best fish and chip chips I've ever had, but they taste like an unwashed potato. I guess you could see that as a good sign, because at least they're real potatoes. They're a bit on the underdone side, and they literally taste like a dirty potato. But they're salty and they are hot. Fish, here we go. I think I might just have a bite like this. Well, the underneath is quite a sog dog, but look, they always are. This is by far the best fish and chips we've had in this video, okay? We're gonna put that out there. It's not incredible, it's not the best I've ever had, but it's the best one in this vid. Fish size, for a regular, I guess this is what you expect. I'm trying to describe this batter because it is weirdly crispy but soft. It folds, but you still get a bite and a crunch to it, and it's actually pretty tasty. I don't think this is one to avoid. I think Terry and Raffles have got this all wrong. 3.5. On to the next. Now the one you've been waiting for, the return of the not-so-favourite Munchkins. Today's review is based on my previous visit. It was dead. The cameraman's cake was a letdown, chocolate fudge cake. Cameraman was not happy about that. If you didn't see the video, I tried some of the worst burgers, and this was horrendous. Dropped half of the chips on the floor. Burger was, not the best. But we thought we'd come back for the fish and chips to give it another go. I don't think it's gonna be good, but you never know. They might do the most banging fish and chips. Right, so guys, just looked at the prices of the menu. The price of a pint is £9.50, which is more expensive than the most expensive pubs we went to. So this is insane. And we're about to spend 20 quid on a fish and chips. Right, first things first, all the chips made it to the table. So that's a positive, and also the first one with peas on. Chips, oh my God. They're even worse than last time. I don't think salt's even going to fix that one. I will tell you that. It's so small. This is 20 quid. Wow. It might be the worst one. I didn't think it could get worse. Oh my God. That's yours? That was based on a previous Instagram story that we did of, I thought there were more pubs called the Duke of Wellington. Cameraman thought Red Lion. Red Lion won by about 4%, I think. Anyway, back to the video. That chip's nice and grey. This chip's nice and grey. Flavour profile is grey. Peas are about the only thing that are all right. Genuinely, they're okay. That is insane. It's so dry. It just crumbles. There's, look, even cutting it and pulling it apart, it's rock hard. It's crunchy, but that's about it. I mean, guys, it's simple. It's just frozen. It's just frozen fish. This actually passed expectations for how bad it was going to be. Not only is it awful, it's expensive as hell. It's £19.95. I think this might be the lowest rated thing we've ever had on this channel so far. And I'm gonna give it a 0.5. Crazy. Guys, I hope I make it till next week. Otherwise, you'll see at the end of this video if I was ill for any amount of days. Hopefully not. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace out. Bye.